Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. I hope that everybody's doing well. I wanted to just pop in here and doing a live sew with me in the wee early hours, and pretty much the only time that I ever get to do any sewing of any kind. And I just kind of wanted to go on and talk about sewing tools while we're doing this. These are two of my favorite ones that I've made, and yes, they're looking a little ratty. I could probably, look, they've got, animals are knocking over rulers back here on the ironing board. I made these, they're called sewing hams, or a tailor's ham, or sewing tools. If you watch a lot of YouTube sewing videos, they use them a lot for sewing, what do you call them? Sleeves. Sorry, it's still early and I haven't had enough coffee. So you can use them. So like on this, I have this little jacket piece, but it's got, you can't really see because it's black, but it's got darts in the bust, and the bust is kind of curved. And so sometimes when you're like ironing flat like this, it's hard to like get, even like right here as I wiggle, it's hard to get into the sleeves. So I made these tools. I put some in my shop. They actually sold a lot better than I thought they would. And I found that sometimes when people sew, they would just rather buy a notion or a tool than make it themselves. Even though it's super easy, it's literally cotton and stuffing. But see, like this is this little round sewing ham piece. You can come in and you can get a nice little press on your sleeve. Now, I haven't gone over and top stitched this because I like to give it kind of an iron and a press before I go in and I do my top stitching. Or even if I wasn't going to top stitch, like some of my patterns, so you just kind of, you got to fiddle and manipulate, and it's a little bit harder this morning because I'm sitting here trying to do it on a camera. But you just kind of fiddle and manipulate and press it down, and this gives you that nice you know, kind of crisp feel on the jacket. And so here you can see the seam is kind of, it's like rounded, and this is the skinnier of the sewing hams that I'm using, but it lets you kind of like get right up in there and make things a lot more flat. And it's really nice with the darts and the bust, because then I don't know if anybody, even like ironing, so like you don't have to sew to use these tools. Like it helps with ironing and pressing things out, and you see a whole slew of options on the internet, but I make my own because I'm cheap, and I'm like, oh, I have tons of fabric scraps and we can do it. So materials though, if you do want to make your own, I would suggest using like a canvas. Just to grab some right here, like see this material, it's got kind of like a scratch to it. It's a little bit of a heavier weight. So if you're ironing over it a lot, it's going to take some heat, or it can take some heat. I would recommend just a plain kind of a cotton if you were going to make these. This is just a scrap. You've probably seen it in some of my dresses. Just a 100% cotton. And then I would avoid felt, because so this one is made out of felt. Now felt will work. However, if your iron gets super hot, or like me, for whatever reason, I always put my iron on the max setting, it'll melt. So you don't want this to melt, because it'll melt to the fabric of the outfit that you're ironing or sewing, and then it just makes a mess. So I would stick to cottons, do cottons, or like a duck cloth or a denim, some sort of heavier weight 100% cotton material, something that's not going to melt. But they make all sorts of fun prints and things for this type of fabric. You can go to Hobby Lobby and find a whole bunch of prints of duck cloth, or their like canvases. I know you can go to Walmart, and Walmart sells like the upholstery canvases, or just duck cloth canvas, if you're looking for prints. and you can search online on the internet and you can find all sorts of patterns. Or I'm debating on doing a restock of some of these. I sell them in little sets in my little Etsy shop. Yes, I have Captain America on mine from one of my son's school shirt projects. We had a leftover and he told me that that's where it needed to go so that I could look at Captain America. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here, tell everyone happy Friday. And I know there's not very many people that are awake this early in the morning, getting up and doing stuff, but it's Friday. We're coming off, a lot of us had a short work week because of the Labor Day holiday last week. But you survived it. We made it to Friday, and here we go. So happy Friday. I hope everyone has a great weekend, and let me know your thoughts on ironing for small clothes, doll clothes. Do you have a tailor's ham, a sewing's ham? Do you have any other tools that you kind of prefer to use when ironing out your doll clothes and trying to get all those little bust seams and things like that done? So let me know. Happy Friday.